Good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is Don St. Clair. I'm a former chair of BizFed, and as the sequence of events goes at BizFed, after you're chair of BizFed, you're invited, parenthetically, to chair the BizFed Institute. So here I am with you this morning. As chair of the BizFed Institute, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to today's forum. While many of you already know about BizFed, you may not know as much about the Institute. The Institute is BizFed's nonpartisan, nonprofit educational arm. The BizFed Institute complements BizFed by engaging civically minded, nonprofit, academic, and regional thought and business leaders for the purpose of building strong communities. The Institute educates, engages, and equips business owners with the necessary knowledge, connections, and resources needed to create a robust regional economy. This happens through policy roundtables, webinars, business intelligence reports, and major educational convenings like today. The BizFed Institute conducted 3 previous Next Up convenings here at Woodbury University. In August 2013, we brought together industry experts, regulators, economists, environmental advocates for a no-holds-barred discussion and analysis of the challenges and opportunities presented by California's massive Monterey Shale energy deposit. The outcomes from that event continue to inform the state and national conversation about that critical public policy issue. A year ago, almost to the day, we brought together regulators, environmental activists, state and local agencies, and private sector leaders to delve into the challenges of ensuring a clean and reliable water supply for life and business. We actually had panelists who had just finished suing each other, engaged in a mature conversation, it was mature, I swear, about how to solve our water resource challenges. We were surprised when, at the end of the day, all of these diverse voices agree that the state needed a serious water effort. So BizFed took those marching orders and turned education into advocacy and mobilized the business community to help get Proposition 1, the $7.54 billion state water bond, on the ballot and then passed last November. And last October, we decided to tackle the small issue of affordable housing. We brought together some of the leading voices on affordable housing and policy, finance, and construction to identify the barriers to housing people can afford and to figuring out how to overcome those barriers. And of course, many of us were here just 2 weeks ago at Ramboll Environ in downtown LA when we convened to work on how businesses can help address the drought. Today's topic actually brings together some of those issues, since cap and trade funds are now being touted as the solution to affordable housing and water infrastructure and drought funding. And of course, the energy sector has hit the hardest in terms of where all that money comes from. So it's with great anticipation that we begin today's forum and continue the BizFed Institute's tradition of intelligent, inclusive, and impactful work. It's my pleasure now to give the podium to BizFed's tireless founding chair, Tracy Rafter, who is helping to launch the conversation. Tracy?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Hopefully, to some of you, you're welcoming back to number 5 for us, and some of you, you're number 1 in the room, and we're happy to have all of you. The exciting part of BizFed is that this audience is unique. Not only is the program unique, but you are, in that you are what we call force multipliers. Most of you in the room represent many other people. Most of you you're from chambers of commerce, industry trade groups, you're from think tanks, you're from academic institutions, and so on. And so you then are here and you share your thoughts and information with hundreds and maybe thousands of other business people, civic-minded folks, people that are in social change and the like. But ultimately, all of you care about making California the best it can be. And then also you care enough to show up and tackle our own set of challenges we give ourselves. As you know, California is unique in that way. We like to challenge ourselves, but you know what? We're Californians and we always rise to the challenge. So that's what we're going to do today. And I want to thank you all for being here. Don, thank you for kicking us off in fashion. We're always honored to have your vision, your spunk, and your leadership to enable us to take the plunge on these crazy topics that we like to tackle. But it also takes countless hours and significant resources to pull off an event like this. I want to let you also know today, besides today in preparing, you may notice cameras in the room. So we do film the entire session today because As important as what we do here today, what we do after today doubles up. So we do full film release on YouTube, so all the speakers, all the information that comes out of today, even the Q&A period will be in bite-sized videos, and they'll be on YouTube for anyone to bump into. We do a full white paper resource document that sums up everything today, and we distribute that broadly as well. So you'll be a part of that. But also getting here today is our sponsors, right? Without the sponsors, none of this happens, because guess how much you guys paid to get in today? Nothing, right? Wasn't that awesome? You paid nothing, you're getting... And so, in addition to the program of the day for nothing, you had snacks and drinks for nothing, you got these cushy seats, and we have nice air conditioning, but all that only happens because we had sponsors, right? So let me thank them. Let's start with the Socal Gas Company, and Andy Carrasco and Susan Cifuentes Trigaros is in the room. Would you two please stand? We want to say thanks. The Southern California Association of Governments, and brand new to our region, Jason Greenspan. Jason, will you stand? You want to know Jason, he's head of all of sustainability for the 191 cities in the SCAG region. So welcome, Jason, from New Jersey. We're glad you're in California now to solve our problems. And then, of course, here we are in this lovely facility. I'm always excited to show off Woodbury University. For some people, it's your first time ever being on this amazing gem that we have in Southern California. So I want to thank our interim president, David Dowwalder, and also we have the business school dean, Andre Van Niekerk. David and Andre, will you please stand up? And then, of course, we couldn't do any of the communications we do without Randy Witt Productions. Randy Witt's in the back of the room and his entire team. Thank you. This is a mix of the private and public sector, and so we're always happy to have elected officials in the room. And I would like to call out right now Kyle Miller. He's the mayor pro tem of La Habra Heights. Kyle? I want to give you a shout out, Kyle, because this isn't your first BizFed meeting. I'm happy to see you show up. You were at Drought the other day when we were tackling that. So the fact that you take your role as mayor of La Habra Heights seriously and want to connect to the business community, I appreciate it. And thank you for coming today. All right, I get to tee up today. You all hopefully got your agenda. You'll see we're going to move along. This is what we call a drink from the fire hose today. Your brain will be jammed full by the time you leave at 12:30 today, so strap in and get ready. We're going to have some fun. The restrooms are just right outside the door. Feel free to do that. We don't break. I mean, we put seatbelts on and we drive and we go. So handle that yourself. So today, AB 32, the California Global Warming Solutions Act of 2006. One of our panelists today actually is credited with coming up with that name. Well, you told me you named it. I'm going all the way. All right, he was a quarter of the team, and he actually decided it's going to be called the California Global Warming Solutions Act of 2006. I love wordsmithers, so thank you for that. But anyway, what happened is created a cap and trade program that Governor Brown expects this year to generate how much in new revenue? Governor Brown says this year, with cap and trade, we will have how much new money? Very close? 2.2 billion. That money has just fallen from the sky, and it's awesome, and we're going to spend it. But guess what? We're going to spend some time today to figure out what it really means and how's that going to happen and where's it coming from, what we're going to do with it. So he's openly counting on that in the budget that he's released already, so we need to be aware of that. As business leaders, we hear about cap and trade in the news. We hear from people from various perspectives claim either it's going to solve our affordable housing, it's going to solve drought, it's going to solve our infrastructure problems, it's going to solve our transportation funding problems, or it's going to drive up our energy costs through the roof. It's going to cause crazy job loss. It's going to bring economic growth to a halt. All those things I'm sure you've heard. Some of you have said, any of those things yourselves out of your own mouths and in your own publications, right? But so what's the real story? And that's what we're here today. We're going to find out, at least get a running start at finding out. As you heard Don mention, these forums, we bring together the top experts from diverse and even conflicting points of view to tackle these issues, because we're really about the real story. As you know, some of you know, I'm a former newspaper publisher. I ran the Daily News. I ran newspapers all my life, so I can't help it. I have to get to the real story. I like the facts. I like to know what everyone's thinking, and let's just get it on the line and deal with it. Our keynote panel, so we're going to do a couple of things, right? You see, we're going to have experts first give us some real education and information on what it is, how it works, and how the money gets divvied up. So that's the first half of the day. And then we're going to go into a keynote panel, and that's where we delve into the challenging question, is cap and trade working for California? Is it accomplishing what its creators intended? Who's paying and how much? Can we really reduce greenhouse gases while still growing the economy? These are just some of the tough questions that we're going to tackle today. And we're fortunate to have actually every one of our Next Up forums has been right here at Woodbury now that I think about it. So thank you to everyone here. And this is the Fletcher Jones Auditorium. And what I'd like to do now is call up our excellent interim president here at Woodbury. I'm on the board here on the business school. I'm on Andre's board, and I love it. They do amazing things here. And Dr. David Dawalder was just elevated from executive vice president and provost to interim president at Woodbury University. You know what? He served more than 17 years as provost at public and private universities with service right here at Woodbury. But he also has this interesting, and we're all about diversity here at BizFed, so his background's interesting. He was at the University of New Haven. He was at California State University, Stanislaus. I don't really talk about that very much in my everyday talking, so I think that's great. You brought that here to BizFed. Central Washington University, and he has a PhD and his MA from the Arizona State University, and his bachelor's degree is from Northern Arizona University. He's covered some territory. I like broad perspectives. He gained his collegiate faculty experience in business communications. Love the word business. All about that all day long. Business teacher education first, and then here we go, Central Michigan University. Then he came back here, California State, LA, and then at Cal State LA, he was a department chair and associate dean and then acting dean of business and economics. So we couldn't be hosted by a smarter guy in the space we care about. And then he was also the dean of business and economics at Central Washington University. So it's my pleasure right now to thank Dr. Dawalder, say it with me, everyone. Let's remember Dawalder, Dr. Dawalder at Woodbury, to come up and give us some welcoming remarks. Thanks.
Well, I have to first take this opportunity to combine for the camera the words Don St. Clair, vision, spunk, and leadership. Anyway, we're very pleased to have all of you here at Woodbury University today, and we're pleased to be able to partner with BizFed in hosting these series of presentations that you have had and hopefully will continue to have over the next few years. This is my opportunity not only to welcome you to our campus, but also to do some shameless promotion of Woodbury, so I'll move into that real quickly, but I'll try to be brief. Woodbury University really does have a long history in Southern California, being founded in 1884 by F.C. Woodbury right downtown in Los Angeles. And Woodbury College at that time changed to Woodbury University, kind of followed the business community through downtown Los Angeles from right down toward the center square right near where Union Station is right now, out on Wilshire Boulevard until 1987 when the campus moved out here to this beautiful location that has a little small corner in Burbank and the rest is still in Los Angeles. But the history of the institution has always been tied to serving the community in which the university resides. And so Woodbury University began focusing on the business community of Los Angeles and Southern California, but primarily right down there in downtown Los Angeles. When Woodbury moved out to this location, business continues to be one of our very strong points. And in fact, we're very proud that our business school just achieved AACSB accreditation this past year, a wonderful accomplishment for really what is really a relatively small business school. but we have also developed programs in architecture and a number of programs that prepare students for design careers, many of them tied to the entertainment industry, which really ties us quite closely to the city of Burbank and this particular area, this particular part of Southern California. So we have programs in architecture and interior architecture and animation and graphic design, fashion design, game design, filmmaking, media technology, in addition to business, fashion marketing, and an MBA program, and quite a well-respected program in leadership. We've termed it organizational leadership for a number of years, but we've kind of changed the name now to leadership to try to broaden its impact. We also have a site in San Diego at which we are delivering. We have about 100 architecture students, bachelor's and graduate students in San Diego, and right now we're going through a planning phase to try to expand our San Diego footprint over the next 10 years, and we'll be talking with our Board of Trustees about that plan just in a couple of days. So that's kind of Woodbury University. Woodbury serves a wide range of students. We have an awful lot of students that are first in their families to attend school. Actually, our student population is very similar to that served by the California State University system, at which Tracy mentioned I'd worked at 2 different campuses, LA and in Stanislaus. So that is one of the things that really excited me about Woodbury University, was the student population that we do serve. And we have actually a rather sizable international student population too. So there's a lot of opportunity here for students to interact with other students from around the world. Anyway, enough about Woodbury for now. We do love having you on campus. We hope you'll enjoy, we know you'll enjoy this presentation. We hope you enjoy this day on our campus, and we do welcome you to come back in the future. Thank you.